What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be doing hammer-ons and pull-offs. We're going to be doing some exercises and a lot of technique building. So if that interests you, go ahead and stick around. What's going on, everybody? My name is Dan Moto from Dan Moto Music, and on this channel we cover guitar lessons, piano lessons, music composition, music theory, and the occasional motorcycle music video. And I also teach piano and guitar lessons. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check the description and you can get a hold of me from there. So as stated, on this one, we're going to be working on hammer-ons and pull-offs. Sometimes they can work in tandem together, sometimes they don't. Depending where you're playing on the fretboard, it may have a different feel. Today we're going to be working on fret 5 on all 6 strings. We're going to be starting on the 6th string, and we're going to start with explaining what hammer-ons are. So I want you to think about kind of like what a hammer does. If you have a nail and you use a hammer, you hit that nail right on the head to make that nail go in further, and the energy you put from the hammer to that top of the nail is going to be the force of how much will go in. It's kind of the same with guitar, but it's not as much force you want to put on that hammer to hit the nail. You only want to put enough force to give the energy to make the sound. So let me explain. When I do this, everything on my 5th string is going to be blue. So I'm going to show you a little guitar diagram right here, and everything's blue. This is going to be your anchor note with the 1st finger on the 5th string for now. So when we play this, I'm going to pluck it. Now I'm going to hammer on with my middle finger. Now notice I took my anchor off. I'm just trying to show you in the video what I'm doing. But normally I could leave my 1st finger there because the note that's going to get the sound is going to be the one that's further up the neck. So I can leave this one here all day, but right when I pull this one off or anything, I go back to this sound. So you start with the 1st finger, fret 5, string 6. You're going to pluck it. Let me get you a nice angle on that. So you're going to pluck it, and then you're going to put your middle finger on it. Now, a lot of people put so much energy into that note that is not needed, or they put too much wallop into that note. So if you have this much distance to hit that note, that's too much. For the majority, after you get good at this technique, you want to only put enough force into the note to get the sound you want. Otherwise, it's wasted energy and wasted time depending how far back you start. So when I play this, what I mean is if I'm fret 5, you see how I can get that sound out? You see how close I am to that fretboard? That's really all that's needed, but a lot of people don't start that way, including myself. If your hand is not able to do that right away, it's not the biggest deal in the world, guys. It's something you have to work into over time through practicing, through skill-based technique stuff and songs, you know. It takes a while. So these are just the right ways to do it. Now, once again, your 1st finger is going to be the anchor. What you're going to do here is you're going to pluck the note on 5. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to take a middle finger, and we're going to just use the tip of the finger. Like if you're playing a chord, do you know how you're using the ball of the finger? In other words, that little bony part right under the nail, like not right under the nail, kind of like right here. It's not the flat padded part, but it's usually the tip of the finger. When you pluck it, see how I'm using the tip? Now, let's try the 1st finger to the 3rd finger. And once again, these are going to be blue. On the diagram, these are going to be, I think I'm going to put them, let's say green. So on this one now, it's going to be ring finger, pluck on them first. See, I'm going nice and slow. Pinky now. Now it's harder for me to show the range on that one, but like if you're doing this, that's too much. So let's try this angle real quick for you. Now notice how I have this nice stretch going here. That may take some time as well to get used to as far as practicing, but overall, if you're having trouble, what you can do is take this from fret 5, move your 1st finger, let's say to fret 9, and start from there. You're going to go 9 to 10, 9 to 11, and then 9 to 12, so it would be like this. And then you can always take this exercise and move it downward. Okay, now, The way we want to practice this as just an exercise is you want to just do these in 4s. So we're going to go, and you can always do this with the metronome if you want. It'll keep it as a steady click. Once you get comfortable with it, you can just turn that on and just have something to play with. And I'll do that at the end here of the whole video. And it'll be timestamped so you could jump to, so you could see what I'm talking about. So right here, you're going to start with 4. And I'm going to keep this a little bit more flat looking, but try not to get that glare on the guitar for you. So right here, it's going to go 1. On fret 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to go 1, 3 finger, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you want, you could do alternate picking. I'm doing down, but I'll switch to alternate. Pinky, 1, 2, 3, 4. And my alternate wasn't that good right there. But usually it's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So then you'll go to string 5, same idea. 1, 2, 3, 4. The hard part about this is getting the sync of when to pluck. When you pluck on finger 1, hammer on, then you take a finger off, and you pluck again. Next finger. Last finger. And remember, guys, it's not about how much energy you put in the note. You want to conserve as much energy, and you want to be as relaxed as possible while you're doing this, because most people, like I said, they have the idea that naturally, they don't think this way. Their body reacts this way. I need to hit that note or hammer on that note, and we force more than we need to. So those are the basics of that. We're going to go ahead and jump into pull-offs, and at the end, we'll put them together and get that other exercise going. All right, so now for pull-offs, the idea is it's the exact reverse of a hammer-on. You're going to still be anchoring from your first finger. These are still blue. I'm going to keep these green, but I'm going to start on the green notes and pull off and away to my blue note to make a sound. So for this one, you definitely need to make sure you're anchoring and you do not pick up on that first finger. So when I play here, my middle finger, I take the ball of it when I pluck, and I pull away. Now let's talk about that, because a lot of people have trouble with that, and including myself when I first started. What you're doing is you're not just pulling like this. A lot of people just take their finger away. That's not really what's going on here. What you want to do is you want to create a flicking motion, and you want to go down and away, not down straight, because if you have other strings, you're going to hit them. Down and away. You use the tip of the finger, down, away. Now you do not want to accidentally, when you're pulling down, bend the string though. You want to pull it just down and away. And there's an advanced technique that I really don't want to show today because it would just make it harder. But that is the idea is you keep the string straight. When you pull down, you don't pull the string down with it, you pull down and away. Kind of like you're digging something up, or like a dog uses his paw to pull away dirt. He doesn't go straight like this. He pulls it back and away, so when he digs a hole, it's actually creating a hole. So when you're doing this, look at my middle finger, pluck it. You're gonna have them both down. You're gonna pluck the middle finger, down and away, down and away. You're gonna do those in 4s, and then same thing on this one. Look at my middle finger. I'm sorry, my ring finger. Pluck it. Now I'm holding my anchor on the first still, down and away. You hear that flicking motion? Cluck. It goes, bah. That's kind of the down and away thing. But if you're doing this, you see how you're hearing it's because that string, I'm accidentally pulling on it too much because I'm pulling the string with my finger. Only want to put enough energy into the note to get the sound you want. Pinky, same idea. Let's see if I could get that on camera. Now, for both of them, the idea, and I'm going to say this twice in this video, okay, one right here and one a little later, the thumb. The thumb, I had a student recently who was not putting any energy into the thumb. They weren't using it. They weren't pushing towards the neck. They were actually just leaving the thumb kind of down here, but also in the back, but not putting any energy. The only reason why I noticed is because I saw their thumb down here, and then it kind of came forward and they were still trying to do it. If you're just trying to use your fingers without the thumb, the technique is not going to work for either hammer-ons or pull-offs. the thumb right here, you want to go ahead and put it in the back, maybe in the center, but what's more important is, do you see how natural my hand looks? This is what you're looking for when you're playing anything usually, but sometimes the thumb needs to come up, sometimes the thumb needs to come more down. But let's say this is dead center in the back of the neck right here. Well, when I play to the bottom end, my thumb may need to be a little higher or a little lower. Everyone's a little different, but I try not to pull it up this way and over the neck. What I do is when I have it on the back, I am pushing forward with my neck, pushing forward on the neck, while my finger is pushing back. So you're getting like a pinching motion, if you will. And then this finger is just pulling away or hammering on. But you want to use grip with the thumb to get the motions you're looking for. So that's important. I'll actually make sure I just timestamp that. So I'll just rewatch that, guys, because a lot of people, they do that when they're learning. And that's actually what's usually messing them up as well for learning these techniques. So when I do pull-offs again now with all four, I'm going to do them in fours now. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Ring. 2, 3, 4. Pinky. 2, 3, 4. You see how those all also sounded nice and connected as well? So when I do this faster, the majority will sound like that, but we'll save that for the end. Now you'll do the same thing when you go to the fifth string. Now I'm on string 5, both of them here. First finger's anchoring. Ring finger. So on and so forth. And we're going to go ahead and put them together in a moment. But once again, guys, you can do these fours for hammer-ons, backwards for pull-offs separately, and then you're going to go ahead and put them together for this last exercise, okay? Now, for this next one, we are now going to do the hybrid type style. And then we're going to turn on a metronome at the end and put it all together. So, hybrid meaning we're going to put hammer on, pull off together. Now, let's do this nice and slow, guys. No race for now, because a lot of people tend to rush and make a lot more mistakes than are needed because they're like, okay, I know how to do this. This is basic. It's a basic foundation idea, which is true. But when you start putting this in song, then it gets a little different. And the curve of getting the technique down can become longer. So, once again, also, make sure you practice this in different parts of the fretboard, okay? Right here on string 5, fret 5, it's a little bit more spaced, but over here it's a lot more spaced. It's a little easier if you do fret 7, but we're going to stick to fret 5 for right now. So now when I do hammer-on pull-off, now you're getting more of a whipping action where it looks more like this with that first and second, first and third, or first and fourth. So now when I play, I'm going to do them nice and slow. I'm going to make sure I have nice connection going hammering on and pulling off. You hear that? I'd prefer you start them this way. Next finger. Last finger. 1, 2, 3 kind of a motion. Now you can go ahead and do that with all your strings up and down, up and down, up and down, and that'll be nice and fast after a while. But let's speed it up and let's show you how this would work if you're not doing those longer pauses. I think that's a good way to start, like I said, because you're connecting the notes. And then now, once you get that really nice and even and you got it, you can start speeding it up so it'll be more like this. But notice I changed something here now. I am no longer plucking every note. I don't know if you saw that really quickly, but let's talk about that real quick. Once I learn how to connect notes, I don't have to do it like this where I pluck. Because I got a pull off that's taking the energy, and I will no longer need to pluck because I will have continuous sound. Watch, I'm only going to pluck once. I'm going to pluck once, I'm going to pull my hand away. You see that? And that's coming because I'm going down and away, and that energy creates the next sound because I am flicking that pull off properly. And that is the right way to do it. But once again, these are baby steps to learning into this, guys. You don't need to just skip ahead. Can you? Yeah, sure, that's fine. That's just not how I teach stuff. I teach it in layers. These layers can be broken down to the smallest part to the hardest part. So if you're gonna do it now in the layer effect, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one way. I only plucked one and I switched every 4. I personally like to keep them more evened out by putting a 1, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what did I do there? It's a little tricky. 1, 2, 3, 4. When I release this last note, pluck, 2, 3, 4. Notice I don't pull off, I let it go. Pluck, 2, 3, 4. Next string, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And keep in mind, guys, there's dozens of ways to do this, like this. There's so many ways to work this technique, and maybe I'll make another video of just hammer-on pull-off technique practices, you know? But let's keep it like that. That's a little bit more of a challenging one. And I'm gonna go ahead and set up a metronome, and we're gonna go ahead and get started with that. Okay, guys, so I got a metronome going. I hope you can hear it. But the way it's gonna work is let's kind of break these out so you can have an idea of all of them. So just doing hammer-ons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next note. 2, 3, 4. Last note. Next string. If you miss a note, keep going like I did. That's for hammer-ons. Now you're going to do pull-offs. Let's say you do all the way up. Now you're going to do pull-offs going backwards. Pluck on the middle note. Pluck on the ring note. On the downbeats. Next string. Once again, I missed another note. That's okay, just stay on it. It's kind of, I'm trying to get the right angle so you guys can see, so I'm not used to playing like that. So lastly, when you do it now we're gonna change it. Now we're gonna put them together. And before we get started on this last one, remember, you're plucking on every 1 and you're gonna pull off continuously till you get to the next set of 1. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next string, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be the idea if you were to do the whole thing, and then once you go all the way up, you'll start backwards. Same idea. Next string, or next note, my bad. Gonna go to string 2. Now the timing kind of comes down on the ring right when you hit the note that you're pulling off from or hammering onto. See how it falls right on that beat? Good. So now I give a pretty thorough idea of how to do all this stuff. I'm not going to walk through the whole thing. Otherwise, like I said, I'll be here all day. It's already kind of a long video. But those are the basics to do hammer-ons and pull-offs. Make sure, come back and rewatch and how to break these things down. Hammer-ons and pull-offs are super important, especially in context. They're a little different everywhere on the fretboard. But overall, guys, in time, you'll get the better idea of how to do them as long as you're working on your technique. And that comes with lots of discipline, lots of practice, and lots of time. Time is one of those things we can't get away from on our instrument. If you're not putting the time, you ain't gonna get anywhere on it. I was gonna try to rhyme, but it was gonna be cheesy. Anyway, guys, I hope that helps you guys. Once again, I'm a piano teacher, a guitar teacher. I teach music composition. I teach a lot of things music related. It's just all, I'm going blank. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that guitar lesson video, and I will see you on the next one.